Special delivery.
Mid-shoot
Mid-shoot.
delivery. Time to perfection. Bubble wrapped and all. Ooh, they look so promising. Okay, you ready? Watch me drop it and break it now. Bum, ba-da, bum. They're smaller than I thought. Ooh, but okay.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Luckily I have a tiny head. Secret's out. Okay. We would keep the...
I think keep the cap on.
Okay, but I'm gonna put them under the cap, you think?
I don't know. I guess...
What's proper etiquette?
I don't know.
I feel like under.
Under is probably the thing.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Let me spray water on everybody. Okay. Where does my nose go? Inside?
I don't know. They're very crooked.
All right, well, should I try going underwater?
Yeah.
It's too much rubber. I look like a minion.
So we took some test photos with this right when it arrived, and everything looked kind of weird. At some point we realized that it's very off-center. If I stick this on my face, perhaps it is more apparent that ain't right. I don't really know how it works, but there's this metal retaining strap, and I'm hoping if I loosen this I can wiggle the glass around to being more in the correct orientation, and perhaps that will be better. So the glass just came right out of the rubber. Before we put it back in, I figured, clean it with one of these little nice wipies, which is perhaps extravagant, but this whole YouTube endeavor is really about taking things that are easy and making them hard for no real reason or gain, and this is merely an extension of that. I'm aware that you can clean glass while it's inside of a goggle, but here we are. Has a strong alcohol smell. So now, to try to put this back in more symmetrically, so you perhaps can see it's been in there kind of crooked for a while, so the rubber's a little deformed, which should be fine provided I can eyeball it correctly, which, I guess we'll see.
Honestly, it can't be worse than it was. It looks so much better.
Oh, good.
Here, hold it. Let's do a flip. Oh, it feels better.
Oh, that's much better.
Is it?
It doesn't squish your nose as much either.
Wow, a miracle.
So I realized I hadn't really introduced this little guy yet, which is the Dicapac WP-S5 underwater housing. I can't remember the price, but it's not too much. That much. This is the, I think it's the medium one, which is designed for mirrorless cameras or small SLRs. As others have noted, it is essentially a glorified Ziploc bag. You've got the zip up the top, and then like a, kind of roll waterproof seal, which is pretty normal for dry bags. And then on the front, you've got this like acrylic or plexiglass portal that screws on and off, has a gasket under it, makes a good seal. You have these little, I don't know if you can really see, it's a little pretty reflective. You have these little holes for your fingers and thumbs to go and to operate a zoom, which is hilarious because you cannot do that. I don't know why they put those there. You have a finger hole on the side here to do the shutter, and you can make some attempts at actuating controls, and then you just look through the back of this plastic bag. It works pretty well. You want to get as much air out as you can because it gets very buoyant, which is very frustrating sometimes. The main downside is it's this flexible, or it's like semi-rigid. It's like half and half lens protuberance. You kind of need a lens that's going to fill it up because it's floppy. So you have a short lens, this will bounce around, you'll get vignetting and weird stuff. Or if your lens is too big, it won't fit. And so like a chunky prime is probably your best bet in terms of just having a good time, or a zoom where the kind of default resting position is where you would like the focal length to be. Despite the finger holes, you're not zooming in and out, and if the lens is the wrong size, you're going to have a hard time. For the zoom lens on the film camera, it was a huge pain in the ass. More on that in a few minutes. Just looked at the digital underwater pictures and they're pretty good, and so now we're going to try some film ones, just, you know, for funsies. So this is my grandfather's old Nikon, which I'm choosing because it has automatic advance, which is crucial for this little thing because you can't reach in it and do the shutter advance. So I kind of need to preset everything to what I think I want and then cram it in this bag.
What settings are you gonna do?
So it's 400 ISO film, so I'm going to do 1,000th of a second and then f5.6, and then just set the focus to about 10 feet or so, and hopefully that works.
What lens are you using?
Nikon, it's a 28 to 85 variable aperture, kind of like a kit lens sort of thing from the early 90s or late 80s. And then the film is Fomapan 400, black and white. It's a Nikon, everything's backwards, nothing makes sense. Okay. One of the challenges is evacuating the air from the bag. If you close the top first and then close the front, it's easier to get more of the air out. And the thing with this bag is you absolutely can do it wrong. So you have to be real sure. It's just a Ziploc, so if you're real careful, you're going to get it right, but it's kind of easy to be like, oh yeah, I think I did it, and then still have bubbles in it. Okay.
Don't take a picture, please.
Ah.
Oh no.
Most, not all, but most lenses, when they zoom, when they go from wide to long, the front element moves out. And this, of course, does the opposite. And I want it to stay at the wide end for what we're doing. And it keeps trying to collapse back in on itself, in part because I'm screwing on a big plexiglass thing right in front of it.
And trying to squeeze the air out of it.
And trying to squeeze the air out of it. Etta devised a brilliant solution, which was to use a hunk of toilet paper tube and then adhere it to the inner lens barrel to prevent sag. And we haven't closed it up yet, but preliminary tests of me going like this have gone like this. Let's try it.
Back into the pool?
Let's jump into the pool.
It's not quite hot enough for this
Right.
anymore.
Not quite as fun as it sounds. It's not unfun.
No, it's fun.